Hello everybody, welcome to the live streams. Aston Villa away at Goodison Park today for Villa against Everton. I am excited, I am nervous. I'm a lot of things, to be honest. I think Villa, this will not be an easy game by any means. This will always be, well, Everton's always tough. No matter how they perform, no matter what manager's in charge, I always feel Goodison away is a tough place to go to. It's no different today. And I just feel like Villa were just a tad unlucky, you know. Like we had to play West Ham with a new manager, and you know, playing teams with new manager, they get new manager bounce. It's always difficult. And then today, obviously, we're going to play an Everton side who recently got rid of Sean Dyche. I could talk about that as like a whole section for a video, but. Obviously, today's all about Aston Villa. We'll get through the lineups of both teams. Oh, bloody hell! I'm a little bit nervous for today. I thought Duran would start. That's going to be the first thing I'll say. You can see on screen if you're watching over on YouTube. Obviously, I'm live as always on YouTube and TikTok. But on YouTube, we've got the lineups. We've got stats we're going to have on screen as well. And probably one of the biggest surprise is no John Duran today. It is Ollie Watkins starting with Duran on the bench. At least he's back available. So if we need to, we can do what we did before and bring him on. Which I'd rather not do that. You know, I'd rather start him. I think he's more of a threat. But I suppose I understand like he's been out of the first team football for a few weeks now, with a 3-game suspension. So yeah, I'm not surprised, but I wish the decision was different, is what I will say. Hello to you, Carl Jacko on TikTok. What's good, man? So the lineup for Aston Villa today, if you just bear with me. Like I said, we'll do both teams. We've got Ashley Young as well against his former team as well, which is going to be interesting. So Emmy in goal, a back forward Digne, Mings, Konza, Matty Cash, a very Steven Gerrard backline right there. Onana and Boubacar Kamara is a midfield duo. With Ramsey on the left, Rodgers. It's either going to be... Sorry, I should preface this by saying it could be Tielemans behind Ollie Watkins, which is what we saw recently. It also could be Rodgers behind Ollie Watkins, so we'll have to wait and see. It's either going to be Tielemans out wide or Morgan. And obviously they will... You know, if one is out wide, the other's in the middle, and so on and so forth. TT says, be a good game in the FA Cup. It will be. It will be. I think if the same Tottenham team that turned up against Tamworth will play Villa, I think they're going to be in trouble, is what I will say with that. But whenever Tottenham play a tough team, they seem to pull a performance out their arse. How you doing, Bo? He says Malan's great. Oh yeah, Malan has officially signed for Aston Villa as well. David Moyes is the new Everton manager, as we all know. I think as well, by the way. It's probably a bit poetic that David Moyes is the man to take Everton into the new stadium. You know, someone who was there, I'd say, in their peak since the year since the start of 2000s. I think Everton were at their peak under David Moyes. I think it's probably fair that he's the guy to potentially take them into the new ground. Hey, doing lie detector, bro? AJ Murad is so miserable right now. They got banged by. They got slapped by bottom of the league. Oh no, second bottom. Dortmund got beat, and now they lost Malan to Villa. Oh dear. You've been blocked by Havertz. Oh dear. I mean, you're not the only person to block Havertz this season. I think a lot of defenders and keepers block Havertz. To be honest, you blocked him off the pitch there. Sorry, he blocked you off the pitch. Whatever. Let's welcome Daniel Malan to Villa. Let's hope he can play against Arsenal on Saturday. Well, I believe he's not on the bench today, so we're gonna see. We're probably gonna see him next week. Yeah, I think he'll probably start on the bench next week, and we'll introduce him that way. Is what I imagine. Orlando, you can do that, and you don't have to announce it on this stream, though, mate. Do not need to announce it. Anyway, we're about to be underway. Give me your score predictions. I'm gonna go with I think a sensible... we never beat these away. I want to say 2-1 Villa, but we really struggle beating these away. We draw a lot of games at Everton. Villa-Everton is the most played Premier League game. Well, not Premier League, I should say. The most played First Division game of all time, as Everton have never dropped out of the top flight and Villa in 2016 dropped out the top flight for the first time. So these two sides are very much intertwined in top division history. He's a quality player, Andrew written all over. We are underway at Goodison. Villa in the claret and blue kit today, which is an interesting situation. I don't think did we play claret and blue last season? I can't remember, to be honest. Murad says, as a Dortmund fan, Malin saved your ass many times. He was clutch. We'll see. I think he'll be an improvement on Leon Bailey, is what I will say, because Bailey has been really poor this season. So I don't think a single Villa fan will... I don't think a single Villa fan will think he'll be worse than Bailey. My worry is he'll just be as bad. But we'll see. A lot of Dortmund fans did celebrate the fact that we bought him, which is always never good. Some Villa fans on my TikTok said that, they mentioned rightfully so, that when we bought Tielemans, Leicester fans laughed at it, and some Middlesbrough fans made fun of the fact we bought Rodgers. So I suppose we've had this before. I've never seen it to this extent, is what I was trying to say on my TikTok video before people took me out of context. Danny, I get asked every stream, and I swear people do it on purpose, because I say I get asked every stream. I cannot. My channel would go. Don't be a moron. Enjoy the stream. Long ball forward for Everton. I didn't even read their lineup, by the way. I'll delve into their team. Also, my battery's 2%, so I'm going to have to get a charger for my battery, for my phone in a sec. It's a bit annoying. So in goal for Everton is always the reliable Jordan Pickford. Ashley Young, former Villa man, at right back. Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Mikolenko. With Idrissa Gana, Mangala in their midfield. It's very similar formation to Villa, actually. With Abdoulaye Doucouré behind Calvert-Lewin, Ondayo on one wing and Jack Harrison on the other behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Someone who did score against Villa back in the reverse fixture. I was at that game for that, and I did a vlog for it. Although he hasn't scored in a while, so maybe he'll be... In fact, I actually didn't know this. Oh, thank you very much. I actually didn't know this at the time. What did you plug? Babe, can you get my my battery packs in my bag? If you just pass me that, that'd be fine. Thank you. I didn't know this until I said this, by the way. Calvert-Lewin's last goal was against Villa. He hasn't. You can check this. Calvert-Lewin has yet to score since playing Villa, which is actually fascinating. How has that happened? That is insane. He played really well against Villa. I'm surprised he's gone that long without a goal. 4-2 against Killman. Worst match I've ever watched in 11 years. Bo says 2-1 Villa as a score prediction. I was a little bit late today. I apologise for that as well. I should have been live roughly 5-10 minutes before I actually clicked the live button. So that's a bit frustrating. Guys, if you are watching, thank you very much. If you're watching on TikTok, please double tap the screen. I'd appreciate that very much. Any likes would be appreciated as always. Like I said, I'm live on YouTube and TikTok. If you are watching on YouTube as well, please hit that like button. It really does help the algorithm. And so far, 3 minutes into the game, and very little has happened. Everton on the ball, though. Mikolenko well intercepted by Kamara. And this could be a chance for Villa, as Onana has a lot of space to run into. It's Amadou Onana against his former team, and his shot deflects beyond Pickford, goes for an Aston Villa corner. Now, he would love a goal, wouldn't he? I feel. With look, I will say, I don't think Sean Dyche's treatment of Onana was brilliant. I'm being very polite with the way I said that, by the way. I think Onana was not appreciated. He didn't even start a lot for Everton, actually. If you actually have a look at his stats, you'd imagine him to start more games. He's already scored as many goals for Villa as he did for Everton, and he's barely played the same amount of games. So we definitely utilise him more than Everton ever had. And we do have a corner inside 4 minutes at Goodison. It's going to be an in-swinger by Tielemans. Hello to Donna Kebabs, come on Villa Liverpool fan. And I'm sure all the Liverpool fans will be cheering on the claret and blue today. Throw-in cleared by Idrissa Gana again. Another former Villa player, by the way. As I hope you lot don't forget that. 8 years ago. Morgan Rodgers for Villa. Good save, Pickford at full stretch. Really good shot from Morgan Rodgers. Villa forced Pickford into an early good save here. I don't know how Rodgers gets the ball here. Yeah, Branthwaite, I don't think, reads the play really well. And it allows Rodgers to get a bit more space than he should have done. It's a really good shot from Rodgers. It's actually a class save from from England's number one. It's a really good start. Corner to Villa. And Rodgers, who gets criticised for his finishing, I don't think I could put a foot wrong with the shot there. I think he's gone for power. It's in the corner. It's just a really good save from Jordan Pickford. There's no criticism from me there. Are you doing as well to Melty says good start from Villa. Corner to Villa, punched awkwardly by Pickford. And Villa won another corner, which we get. Well, I think Villa definitely have identified a weakness in Everton's defence here from a corner because we put it right on top of the keeper. Surround Pickford, Onana, Rodgers, and Boubacar Kamara all surrounding Pickford there. And it's a really awkward clearance from the Evertonian goalie. Another in-swinging corner for Villa, headed away at the near post this time. Not a great corner, to be fair. That's really poor. Digne hooks it forward, given away though. Villa get the second ball back though with Digne. Everton really should have kept that. That's really poor from Everton. Again, Villa have it with Onana. And there's a lot of room. Amadou Onana, shot wide. And Onana, I'm telling you now, we've already seen Onana in 6 minutes have 2 shots on goal. So he's desperate to get a goal. You can really tell. I remember, for all the Villa fans watching it in my live streams right now, Jack Grealish against Villa, when he was at Villa Park, the crowd were getting on him a little bit. He was desperate to score. He had loads of shots on goal in that game. And I feel like the same is happening with Onana away at Everton today. Onana very rarely gets in attacking positions like that. He's already twice burst forward in space, egged on to shoot from the away crowd, and one went wide through a deflection. The other one was put wide naturally. So I think he's a little bit desperate for a goal here. Awkward back pass from Ming towards Martinez, and Villa do give the ball away a bit sloppily here. To be honest, that pass back from Mings is really lackadaisical there with the outside of his boot. It put Martinez under an immense amount of pressure there by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Anyway, how you doing, Mark the Warrior? He said, hello, AJ, what's good? And David Hedges says, hi, mate, hope you're okay. And to all Villa to win 2-1. I think Villa winning 2-1 is a good prediction. My head is telling me it's 1-1. My heart is telling me 2-1 Villa. I just don't think we win at Goodison too often. And that's where my concern is, to be honest. But yeah, I think a win for Villa is, I think we're the favourite to win is what I'm trying to say without getting muddled up with my words here. How you doing, Erica? Confident start. Has been a very confident start, hasn't it? A lot of the ball, and we got it again with Ollie Watkins. Now this is like a 3-on-3 here. Ollie Watkins in to Tielemans. What a block! Tarkowski has saved Everton there with a challenge. I think Tielemans probably puts Villa 1-0 up there, and now a cynical challenge to stop a counter-attack for Everton. And a yellow card will be given by to Amadou Onana. He is absolutely ripped into Idrissa Gana Gay here. It's a lot's happening early on in this game. I mean, Tielemans there. Villa with a 2-on-1. Good ball in from Ollie Watkins to Tielemans. His shot, I don't know if it's actually towards the corner enough for it to threaten Pickford. We'll never know because the ball only travelled 2 yards before it got blocked by Tarkowski. Really good defending from Everton. Well, I say really good defending, last-ditch defending from Everton because in their midfield, they're getting ripped open already. 3 times we've had space in front of their box, and that should never happen. Especially with 2 holding midfielders, never ever should happen. So their back line is already doing more than it should. Emi Buendia is on the bench. MPS 80. Everton do love draws. You are correct, Woody. And what I think of a new sign, I did make a TikTok video about it. I want to be proven wrong. I really do. I'm concerned with Dortmund fans' responses to the fact that we signed him, because pretty much every Dortmund fan has laughed at us for it. So I want to be proven wrong. I'm just worried. That's all. I don't think it would be too bad. I actually think giving Bailey competition is a good thing. It's usually never a good thing to see a fan base laugh at the fact that we're buying their player. I remember with Robin Olsen. I remember Jan Bednarek on loan. Southampton fans were laughing at us for it. It's too many situations where I just vividly remember something bad happening from the back of that. Deflected chance of Villa though, with Ollie Watkins in the box. Moved outside of it though. Onana edge of the box for Villa. Good ball into Rodgers. Tries to poke it towards Matty Cash. Really well defended by Everton. But Villa, I tell you what, I think Everton will be a bit concerned here with the amount of chances that Aston Villa have had in and around their box. I think very early on into this game, I think we've definitely identified a weakness with them. We've been a bit more direct than usual. I'd say we're a bit quicker on the transition. I think maybe that's catching them out. Maybe they don't expect certain like midfielders like Onana carrying the ball as much as what he has done in this game so far. I think we've got under their skin a little bit. And okay, I don't think obviously we've not scored a goal, but I think our start's been very impressive, to say the least. People like the Truth says FFS and awkward back pass again from Tyrone Mings. How many times is this guy going to put us under the cosh, by the way? That's twice in this game already. And we all know Tyrone Mings loves a mistake at the back. That's the second time he's sold Emi Martinez short with the back pass. The first one we got away with. The second one we barely got away with. So he has to watch out for that. Has to watch out for that. Because Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to be... he's going to be sniffing these chances from Tyrone Mings if he's not careful. 10 minutes in, it has been absolute chaos at Goodison Park. Somehow it's still Everton 0, Aston Villa 0. But for a 0-0 game, it has been kind of all over the place. Feels like a basketball game. Free kick Everton, though, with a foul. Again, it's Amadou Onana. He's got to be careful. Onana's already on a yellow for a clattering tackle on Idrissa Gana Gueye to stop Everton on the counter-attack. Already on a yellow, and he did a little bit of a shirt pull there. Obviously, no official's going to send him off. At least no competent official's going to send him off for something like that. But on a yellow, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. And he's very handy. He's very handy. Big Football Fan says, come on, Everton, chance to get some points on the board. Flatcat says, we were laughed at for buying Rodgers. Some Middlesbrough fans said he was worth it, though. So I use Middlesbrough as like a half example. Because I know a Middlesbrough fan, and I spoke to a couple on Twitter, and they said, like, Rodgers is a good player. They felt like 15 million is a lot for him. But the Middlesbrough fans I spoke to all said he was a good player. It's just they didn't know if we would get the value out of 15 million. And neither did we, to be fair. But we have. I think we've more than got the value. So I think with that, it's probably just Middlesbrough trolls. Because at least the ones I spoke to were very... very positive towards Morgan Rodgers. You like Malin? Was a great player, but his ego made me irritated. Apparently, he wanted to leave Dortmund. That's another thing as well, that it might have been affecting his performance, that he very vocally wanted to leave Dortmund. I mean, for a player to leave in January says a lot anyway, I think. Erika says, Emery's too smart. Sure, he knows. I 100% know he knows what he's doing. He is an incredible tactician, and you can tell. You can look at small intricacies in football, and you can really see it. It's just obviously you can't make these players put the ball in the back of the net. But I always say, if a team has a lot of chances and lose games, right? But if they create a lot, then it's more the players than the manager. Like I says. With Graham Potter, a lot of the times at Chelsea, they'd have like 65% of the ball. They'd have a lot of shots on goal. Yeah, you can criticise that. I think Potter played Chilwell at left wing sometimes, which was bizarre. But like they'd create lots of chances in games and lose. And then people would be like, oh, Potter out. You got to look beyond results sometimes. I know that's frustrating when Chelsea expect to do well, but like, there are so many games where like Jackson or Mudryk or... like their XG would be into like the threes and they wouldn't score. And I'm like, at that point, it's hardly a managerial fault. Yeah. It'd be better than Philogene, and we sell Philogene for $1 million. See, that is a genuine answer that I agree with. Philogene didn't do well for Villa, although he wasn't really given much start. And we've essentially not had a net spend because we've sold Philogene and bought in Malin, and I think Malin will be more useful. So I fully agree with that. And like I said, I always want to be proven wrong. If I've ever said anything negative about Villa, I want to be proven wrong. If Robin Olsen became the best keeper in the league, I would hold my hand up and say, yeah, I thought he was shit for a very long time. Tyrone Mings, by the way, does not look comfortable. Again, it's a cross comes in. He deals with the cross, but it's awkward. It's kind of like a slice towards his own goal. And we're only a quarter of an hour in, but every time Mings has got the ball, he doesn't look comfortable. And that's a bit of a concern. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. I have no idea. Guys, there's 25 of you in the TikTok live, 15 of you in the YouTube. Please double tap the screen. I appreciate all your support as always. Like I said, I'm live on YouTube and TikTok. I'm going to have stats now on screen for my YouTube viewers. So we're going to be able to see what's going on. We have live player ratings as well. Corner comes in for Everton, cleared by Mings. That's what he does well in the air, to be fair. And another corner, though, to Everton. A shot is deflected wide by Ghana Gate. Just seeing this chance again. Mings header away. It was a Drissa on the volley. I think he was going wide. That's the only frustrating part about that. I'm almost certain that was wide of the post, but Villa, unfortunately, did keep that from going wide. And Everton do get the corner. Corner comes in. It's Mings again, you know. That, I will say, it's something he's very good at. He's very good at clearing the ball with headers. That's something that we did miss, you know, when he was out. Whenever Villa conceded from a corner or like a really awkward header. Oh, terrible back pass. Villa have a chance. Watkins! Oh, it's wide. Oh, Ollie, no. Oh, Ollie, no. Oh, Ollie, what was that? Ashley Young with a dismal back pass. Ashley Young thinks he's still playing for Villa with that pass, by the way. Abysmal back pass from Young. Ollie Watkins is one-on-one with Jordan Pickford and puts it wide. Pickford does well to close down the space, comes off his line, makes the angle really narrow. But Ollie, man. Ollie, dear. You can't... Look, I'm gonna be the one to say it. Duran's... Yeah, Bedwards, you've literally took it out my mouth there. Duran buries that, I agree. Duran buries... Literally, the first thought I had when he put it wide was Duran buries that. Duran 100% buries that. It's not even like close. It wasn't like he's just scraped the outside of the bar. It goes like 5 foot wide. Look, it's a let-off for Everton. It wasn't a Villa-created chance. It was Ashley Young with a dismal back pass. Like I said, you think it was Ashley Young in his Villa prime with a through ball like that. Yeah. I think Young wants to make sure Villa play in Europe again. I don't know what's going on with him because that pass was genuinely terrible. But Ollie's got to bury that. We don't punish teams. We make a mistake, we get punished for it. But I feel like, I know a lot of teams say this, but I really feel like it's true of Villa. When teams make mistakes against us, we don't punish it. We just don't. We really don't. Oh, flat cap. That's a good idea. I should Twitch as well. I should do mate. I should collect some like Infinity Stones. I should do Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Instagram, mate. I'll get it all. And Erica, yeah, we should be 1-0 up. I think Everton will score first, says People Hate the Truth, because we haven't put our chances away. It's just frustrating to see. It's once again, Tielemans had a great chance to score. He took his time and it allowed Tarkowski to come across and make the block, which Tarkowski is very good at that 1v1 defending, right? You can criticise Tarkowski for his pace, his balance, and a lot of things like that, but one-on-one defending and his crucial tackles, that's his bread and butter. And we allowed him to showcase that. And then here, Ollie's, he just doesn't play like a confident forward. Like I feel like he's such a confidence-based striker. I know I say this a lot, but I don't think it's untrue. I think he's just a confidence-based striker, and he's out of confidence. This is why I don't think he would thrive at a Big Six club, right? I hate the phrase Big Six, but Arsenal fans would really get on the back of Ollie because he'd miss chances, and it gets more magnified at a bigger club, you know? Bedford said we should convert Watkins back to left winger. Well, at Exeter City, what position did he play, mate? What position did he play? That's when he first started playing professional senior level football before he went to Brentford. You have a look where he played. You have a look and how many goals he scored from there. That's all I'm going to say. He grew up not as a centre forward. He did it for Western Supermare as well. I know it's non-league, but that's his trade. That's how he started his career, you know? And it was Dean Smith at Brentford who signed him from Exeter. He took him from a winger and made him central. Right? But he started his youth career and his senior career as a winger. Oh, poor pass, by the way, from Yuri Tielemans. And Villa give the ball away in their own half. Everton have barely had the ball. I want to look at my I've got them on screen here on my stats. Yeah, Villa have had 64% of the ball. It felt like 70 plus, to be honest. AZ says it's 1-0 Wolves. I'll have a quick look around the grounds for you guys as well. So elsewhere, it apparently it's 0-0, mate. So I don't know about that. Maybe you've heard before everyone else, but accordingly to my stats here, it is still Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Later on today, it is, well, I say later on, it's 10 minutes. It's Arsenal against Tottenham in the North London derby. Huge game there. Championship is Blackburn against Portsmouth. And that is it for English football, unless you care about National League level, where it's Boston, Southend and Sutton against Wealdstone. Good old Wealdstone Raider, probably be at the game. Kai says, same with Dominic Calvert-Lewin here with us. Well, I literally said on in my stats as well, I was reading Dominic Calvert-Lewin's stats for Everton. His last goal for Everton was against Villa in the reverse fixture. It's been that long since he scored a goal for Everton. As a main striker, someone who was very, very much in the conversation for the England squad if you go back 5+ years ago. He hasn't scored since playing Villa at Villa Park. Like, that's a lot of games between when we last played them to now. A lot of games. Villa get a corner off Jack Harrison. Ings is competent but out of his depth. I don't think we ever played to Danny Ings' strength. And I think his prime was Southampton. I think he was just coming out of his prime at Villa. But we never played to his strength. His strength was having the ball to feet as a poacher in the box. He was never someone who could press. He was never someone who was very dominant in the air. He was someone who found pockets of space in the box as a poacher. If you remember Gerrard Ball, we relied on crosses. Early, deep crosses. Danny Ings is shorter than me. Like, there's no other way of saying that. Danny Ings is shorter than me. Cross comes in, caught by Jordan Pickford. Poor ball from Villa. How can Ings compete with some of the height of defenders in the air? Even if you're good in the air, how can you compete with the physicality? Like, he was never super strong, never super tall. And some defenders are like 6'4" plus, right? And I think Danny Ings was 5'8". Like, I don't know how you can compete. Oh, yeah, I'm so tall. I'm so unbelievably tall. I'm definitely not 5'11". I'm just an absolute mammoth of a human being. Don't know what to say. Branthwaite clears the ball away for Everton. Only as far as Cash, though. And it's a really sharp pass into Onana. Villa go from right to left. Prime was Ings at Burnley. Yeah, but his most prolific season was when he got... Did he get second in the Golden Boot at Southampton? Scored like 20 goals. I think it was was it lockdown? I know some people say lockdown football doesn't matter, but I think he scored 20 goals for Southampton in the Premier League. Eric has said we are playing like you wouldn't think this is Goodison Park. With you know how some teams they do change their style of play based on home and away. We have taken over Goodison here with possession, and Everton are having to play very slowly out from the back just to keep the ball because they've barely had it. Bedward says Duran striker and Watkins left wing would work. I actually don't think it'd be a bad idea. I think we don't have enough wide players anyway, so I wouldn't be against trying it. In all fairness, I think it would be an option at the very least. Ings is a decent striker, and he would also come on the bench for Liverpool. I think I wouldn't say he was good for Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool, he was out of his depth at Liverpool. Him and like the Ricky Lambert era of Liverpool was definitely a bit of a banter era, you know. He's an interesting fact about Ricky Lambert. Here's some football knowledge for you. I think he took over 35 penalties for senior level football, and I don't think he ever missed. It's something he was unusually very good at. I unfortunately saw one in the flesh against Villa at one time. But he's got a very bizarrely good penalty record. Ollie Watkins definitely needs to have less pressure on him. I don't know how though. Like I agree with Flapcap, but like you will always have a little bit of it if you're trying to compete, right, at the top level of English football. If you're trying to get in the England team, which I'm sure he tries to do, right? As people will often say, he's like the second or third best behind Harry Kane. You're going to have pressure, I'm sorry, but you play as a striker. This is what happens. Anton Jones says, come on, Everton. What do you make of today? What have you made of the game? Any Everton fan, by the way, feel free to have a chat. I don't bite. And we can have a conversation. I actually fairly like Everton as a team. They remind me of Villa. Some people tell me sometimes in DMs or whatever, or in the chat, that they feel like they can't say anything because they're not Villa. They don't want to make a comment because they're not Villa. I don't really care as long as we have a conversation. Calvert-Lewin has a snapshot for Everton which goes wide, takes off his left. I think he rushes it a little bit, and again, I know an Everton fan said similarly the issue that we have with Ollie, they have with Calvert-Lewin, and I just think he rushes it. I feel like a confident Calvert-Lewin takes his time there because he's took the ball down really well. I think he's done the hard part. Gets himself into the right position. His contact isn't great. You can, if you look at the ball, look how as his foot connects with the ball. That's not great contact. Yeah, you can blame me if he scores. Blame me. His contact with the ball there is shocking. I'm sorry, but like that's not a confident Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, AJ, I know another Lambert. Paul Lambert was. Don't get me started, please. A wing play would suit his play. Let Duran bang them in, and Watkins provide opportunities. It would take pressure off him, and we saw against West Ham, he got the ball down the left, and his passing in situations like that in the final third can be pretty damn good. I won't blame you, to be honest. We hear it all see... Well, sorry, I'll read that again. I won't blame you, to be honest. We all see it here and wish him well leaving. Maybe you just... I think Calvert-Lewin might need like a career restart, you know? I feel like there is a good player in there. I just think he needs to get that form back. I remember a point in time where Calvert-Lewin felt like he scored every week. Where he was always a threat in the air, on the break. Like, he had a bit of everything. Had a bit of pace to him. He was physical, good in the... Like, you know, he had a lot of attributes as a striker. Some strikers will only have like certain attributes. I felt like Calvert-Lewin was kind of like he does a bit of everything. But I don't know, the last few seasons, I just don't think the consistency is there. Honestly, you could literally take Calvert-Lewin's name out, replace it with Ollie Watkins, and I'm saying the same thing. So yeah. Long ball forward, cut out by Mikalenko. Cash with the challenge. The loose ball, though, does fall for Everton. Calvert-Lewin's touch is dismal. Gives it back to Villa. Now we could be on the break. Ramsey... how the referee has given that to Everton, I don't know. Because it looked like Ramsey was initially fouled, but the referee does whistle to give Everton a free kick and some respite here. Because I feel like they're in trouble. Idrissa Gueye essentially tries to foul Ramsey there, and then slips over, and then Ramsey has apparently fouled him. So, I'm not entirely sure how the referee has come to that conclusion. Freddie, I don't know, mate. If people want to give like a place to go and watch, so they can. I don't really mind that. I'm currently watching on TNT Sports 2. We know Ollie can put those crosses and assists in. Yeah. And don't forget your side. He did have James Rodriguez too. That Everton era was very just... It's like a fever dream. What a team. Kamara into Matty Cash of Villa. On the outside, I thought he was going to have a shot then. He did a fake. Kamara gets a cross in. Headed away by Ashley Young. Really poor ball from Kamara. And then hacked away by Idrissa Gueye. Towards Calvert-Lewin. Good header by Mings. One back there by Everton. Decore. Good feet, actually. Really well cut out by Kamara. Decore, I think I'll give a lot of credit to there. Very technical with his feet. And now he keeps it alive, beats Kamara. Now Everton could have a chance here. We do force them backwards though. We to be fair, we defend that area of the pitch really well, but Decore did brilliantly for Everton there, which is a little bit of a concern. Ashley Young for Everton to find Tarkovsky. He finds his centre-back partner, Branthwaite. Half an hour gone at Goodison. Everton 0, Aston Villa 0. Appreciate all the follows and shares and stuff. Guys, please double tap the screen. I'm live on YouTube and TikTok, AJS TV. Currently 21 of you in the YouTube live and 36 of you in the TikTok live. I appreciate you guys always. Onana for Villa. I think the tempo of this game has slowed down a little bit. In the first 10 minutes, it seemed like really fast-paced end to end, and it's now a little bit more sideways and backwards from both sides. It is Digne, though, for Villa into Onana. Back towards Tyrone Mings, who's drifted forward to help as an extra option for Aston Villa. I'm just reading some more of my comments on YouTube. I want Everton to win just because it's David Moyes' first game. I don't see it happening, says Kai. And I know you're joking, but Bale in the Bundesliga. He was very good in the Bundesliga, but it's a different league, unfortunately. Free kick to Aston Villa, right on the edge of the D here. Unfortunately, is that Jacob Ramsey writhing in pain? It is, which is not what you want to see as Villa fan. Someone who's been out for a very long time. He is rolling around like Neymar here. Although, unlike Neymar, I don't think it's actually... Oh, that's a crunching challenge from Young. Nah, that's right on his ankle. That's a really painful one. Oh, Young has just rolled onto his ankle there. He's going to be sore there, JJ. He's having to walk that off a little bit. He's going to feel that. In the morning, he'll still be feeling that. It's one of those where obviously Ashley Young is not meant to hurt him, but yeah, it's a nasty one. Every time I play Leverkusen, Bailey was there. I was genuinely stressed. It won't be too bad. Oh, I think Bailey, again, people forget, he has had some injury issues at Villa. I remember when he scored, if you guys remember, his first goal for Villa, he injured himself in the goal in the most typical Bailey fashion. And I don't think he's been right kind of since. He's just always had these like little injuries here and there. Free kick in a dangerous position though for Villa. It is Digne territory. Now, it could be a Tielemans special. It could be a Digne against his old club special. It is in a good position. It's Digne! Is that a handball? Villa screaming for it. Still, the ball is alive. And eventually it's put out of play and a goal kick to Everton. It looked like a handball in the wall there. I'm going to see the replay. Digne's free kick. No, it's a header. Fair enough. It's actually Ashley Young heading the free kick onto someone's arm, which obviously you're not going to give because it's hit someone else. So, like, it's one of those where you'd never want to see him given because Ashley Young essentially heads the ball into Decore's hand. So it's, you're not going to get that given. I won't want that given anyway because it sets a precedent. You'll get like 100 of them a game. Jacob's sick note Ramsey, despite his skills, I get... that's a controversial take, Flapcap. People on Twitter would not be happy with you, I tell you. He seems to rarely play 5 games in a row. As much as I agree with you, Villa fans will always back their academy product. And I know what the fan base is like. I know what it's like. I don't think Bailey's leaving. I think we need the squad depth anyway. Mikolenko with a very deep cross in that Digne has to concede under pressure. A corner to Everton. An interesting ball in from Mikolenko. I don't think it's threatening. It's one of those where like defenders don't obviously see behind their back and they have to make a very quick decision. I don't think he has to put that out of play. It's one of those where it's like it's better safe than sorry. Because I think if Digne leaves that, I don't think it's going anywhere. But, I am judging players in a split-second decision in a high-tempo game of football. Corner to Everton, 35 gone at Goodison. In David Moyes' first game in charge, back at Everton after over a decade. Corner comes in, outswinger from Ashley Young. It's once again Tyrone Mings in the air to clear it. Adrissagay with the volley, kept alive by Branthwaite. Calvert-Lewin... Acrobatic clearance from Konza to deny, but the offside flag comes up anyway on DCL. A very unorthodox clearance from Ezri Konza, almost a scissor kick there to clear the ball away. And 35 gone. It is still Everton 0, Villa 0. I will say the chances we created in the first 10-15 minutes we're not creating as often now. So I feel like Everton's midfield has got a bit more compact, a bit more narrow, because it was quite. I'd say it had some width to it, and we were finding gaps in the middle. And I think those gaps have now closed because we are struggling to find that space now. Which again, I understand they had to identify that as an issue. Awkward press for Villa. Mings again with not the easiest of passes to Digne as he puts his fellow teammates under pressure. Onana, that's a shocking ball from Onana. What are we doing? Idrissa Gueye forward, chested down by Harrison. Villa won an offside. That's really poor. I mean, it doesn't start well with a really awkward pass from Mings to Digne, and then Onana's pass is just bad. George EFC says, "Come on, you Blues." So any Everton fan, what do you reckon? How do you think the game's gone so far? We've had nearly half of it now. Still 0-0. I think there's been some talking points about this game. I think Villa have had the best chance to score with that Rodgers shot early into the game, tipped away by Pickford. Other than that, I don't know. There has been moments. Watkins probably should have scored his one-on-one. But then, like, Calvert-Lewin, you could argue, should have done better with his chance. He's a bit out wide. I think his angle's a bit more acute than any chance that Villa have had. But it's still, you could class it as a decent opportunity for Everton, which they did not take. Which, might be the story of Everton's season. Who knows? Tyrone Mings for Villa. Back to Martinez. Heavy press from Everton. And we try and pass the ball in our own box. And the referee thankfully gives Villa a free kick for a foul on Onana. That's not what I want to see, to be honest. That does not help my heart rate here, as Mangala has been won by the referee. Martinez with a little pass into Onana inside his own box. He was fouled, in fairness. But a heavy, heavy press. It is also Newcastle 1, Wolves 0. It's Alexander Isak again. He's put the Geordies in front. Isak is on fire. He is on fire. Mings for Villa. Oh, fucking hell, Tyrone. How many times is Tyrone Mings gonna make a mistake, man? He's had such a poor game. Him clearing the ball, he's very good at. Take that from his game. Oh, it's a good save, Martinez, as well. Take that away from his game. What does Mings have? If you want someone to head the ball away from a corner, he's your guy. If he's not a ball-playing defender by any means, because that's shocking. Maybe he's a bit rusty. He did go out. He's been out for a long time of injury. Not that long been back, really, in relative time. But you can't make these mistakes at this level. It's a good save, Martinez. It's a decent-ish snapshot from Abdoulaye Doucouré, right? I think it's one of those where if Emi lets it in, it's a bit of bad goalkeeping. But it's one of those you kind of do praise for the save because you have to watch it all the way and make sure it doesn't spill it. Does count as Everton's first shot on target, and it is unfortunately down because of Villa's mistake. Vasquez says, "Let's go Everton from Houston." And Ezi Jamar says he'll win. I hope Villa, but you never know. And Matty fucking gosh. Okay, Ming's mistake disease is spreading across the backline because Matty Cash now puts the ball out of play under no real pressure for Villa. What is going on, boys? I feel like we've got progressively worse as this half has progressed. I don't know. Tielemans. Now, this could be a chance for Villa, though. It's Jacob Ramsey. Ollie is an option short. He does go for the easy pass into Tielemans. Tielemans, good ball. Kamara, one touch. Rodgers, out wide to Cash. Villa could get a cross in. Cash does cross the ball towards absolutely no one. Kept alive by Kamara. His shot is saved from Pickford. Booted away by Branthwaite. It's one of those where Villa are only really getting those shots from edge of the box, essentially. Other than Watkins one-on-one, we've not really got we've not created a big opportunity, although Watkins should have scored that chance. It's a decent shot from Kamara. It's on target. It's towards the corner. It's got a bit of power to it, but not enough to beat Pickford. At least the keeper of that level. It is Watkins starting, and unfortunately for the Villa fans watching, Ollie Watkins did go one-on-one with Pickford and put it wide. It was from a bad back pass from Ashley Young. Like, when I say bad, a dismal back pass from Ashley Young, who put Ollie completely through in the clear, on an angle, in fairness, but he did put it wide, and quite far wide at that too. It's one of those where you would probably imagine Duran berries. Another mistake at the back for Everton. Villa wasteful though. Villa really wasteful. Really wasteful. It's just that pass in the final third there was not good enough. And Villa had a chance to go 3-on-3 there. Everton's mistakes at the back though, we've just not punished at all. If they get away with this, I swear. Like I said earlier in the stream, Villa seem to get punished every time we make a mistake. Everton have made several in this half already, and we just do not punish it. Ever. Ever. So frustrating. Both defences. Yeah, they've not been... I don't think they've been that great. No, I'd say both defences are vulnerable. But I'd also say both attacks have not been sharp enough either. I think it's been a poor standard of football as a game. And now Ezri Konsa has to concede the throwing under pressure here. Dear. We're not clinical. We're not clinical enough. You are right, Bedwards. Dear man. H Fox says, need Duran to come on and hit it. No one taking authority in the attack. Come back to bite you. When you're having Boubacar Kamara having shots from like 30 yards, we are struggling to create, some opportunities. That's all I'm going to say. I don't mind players having a pop. I really don't. I just feel like you pick and choose it. Pickford's a really good shot stopper. I don't feel like we're going to be successful doing it against Pickford. Maybe a poorer keeper. Someone who's you might do this against like a Southampton. You want to pepper their goal a little bit. I just think he's a good keeper he plays for England for a reason, right? And he's not been. I don't think he's been under threat too many times today, especially with the shots that we fired at him. Other than Roger's shot was good. I'll give him that. It's in the corner and it's a great save. Other than that, I think they've been comfortable for Pickford. Adrissa, he wants handball off Digne there. Digne clears the ball long, out of play. A little bit of sustained pressure for Everton here. They're keeping the ball. They're getting some set pieces. Pickford's arms are short though. He reminds me of a... Look, I hate the joke that he has little arms, right? He's still a top keeper. I will never criticise Pickford. I think Pickford has consistently been England's best player. It's really sad to say that and probably speaks more... on how bad Southgate football has been for England in the time that he was England's manager. But Pickford, I think, consistently was England's best player. He was the best player in the most recent Euros. He was the best player you could argue he was up there for the World Cup. He was definitely the best player England have had the last 2 Euros. And he was up there for the World Cup. So he gets no criticism from me, Pickford. And yeah, look, Flash the Original said Pickford kept us up last season. You will never have me make fun of Pickford. I think he's a top keeper. Kamara. Towards Cash. I'd probably upset some Everton fans by saying I wish Pickford played for a more successful team. Not that I'm saying Everton can't be, but it'd be nice to see the immediate, Pickford at a Tottenham. Oh, Villa's in a very awkward position here. Jack Harrison. What a ball. Should be a chance for Everton. Off the line by Kamara. Boubacar Kamara has saved Villa, stopping the ball on the goal line there. Calvert-Lewin nearly scored his first goal in a very long time there as it bundled past Emi Martinez. But there was Kamara at the back. Bloody hell, boys. Really like Konsa's top class. He's not been amazing this season, but he's very good. Villa at the other end with Ollie Watkins. Good pullback, but no one attacking it. Ollie Watkins with a really good pullback on the penalty spot, but no one there to attack the ball. Very frustrating. Just watching this Everton chance back, the ball kind of sticks under Kamara's feet, but he does get it past Martinez. I'm going to say it again. The ball sticks under the feet of Calvert-Lewin. He gets a shot away. It beats Martinez, but Kamara on the line. Really clever from Kamara to just get back behind Emi Martinez and Konza, just making sure that if the ball goes beyond them, that he's there to save Villa. And once again, how composed was Kamara by it? Kamara, stopping the ball on the line there and dribbling out, looked like he's playing, down the park with his mates. Doesn't look like he's just cleared the ball off the line to save Villa. Rodgers for Aston Villa, though, could get a shot away, does, hits Branthwaite. Shot! Oh, how have we not scored? How has JJ put that wide? Jacob Ramsey, on the stroke of half-time, has had the ball bounce on the penalty spot, and I thought the top corner was going to rustle then for Villa. How on earth has that not gone in? It bounces. Oh, JJ. He's got to score that. I'm sorry. He's got to score that. It's bounced so kindly for Ramsey. And, that is for half-time as well. Dear. You will never get opportunities like that in the Premier League. It literally bounces in front of the goal on the penalty spot and he smashes it wide. Goodness me. You can't miss those. And it's what, Bedwards, again, spot on. We're not clinical. We're just not. How many chances in this game, man? How many chances? He's got to bear. I know he's been injured, right? And I'm not going to get on his back. You got to score those, man. You've got to at least hit the target. Make Pickford make a save. Don't drag it wide. His reaction, though, says it all. He instantly put his head in his hands when it went wide. Dear. Flash Original says, good channel. Thanks for having me. All the best. No worries, mate. I hope you enjoyed the stream. As always, I have anyone from any fan. Look, it doesn't matter to me that you're Everton fan. As long as we have a conversation, that's all that matters to me. I'll try not to be too biased. Murad says, Roy didn't have a third of the quality of Southgate had. I'm not an England fan, but I ain't going to stand for Southgate. You don't get any Southgate defence from me, son. I'm sorry. The Southgate was shocking for Villa. Well, Southgate did play for Aston Villa, but he was shocking at management level for England. I don't care what anyone says. He bottled 2 finals with the best England squad that we've had in a very long time. I am sorry. I'm not having any Southgate gas. I don't accept it. Kay says, have we not scored? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And Sammy asked the question, do I think Villa are going to win? If our finishing is like that for the rest of the game, then no. Like, how can we expect to score when we are putting shots like that wide? You can't miss those. Just to hammer my point, we've had 9 shots at Everton's goal. Only two on target. One was in literally the 3rd minute of the game, which was a really good save from Pickford. And the other one was a shot from Boubacar Kamara that was just spilt away and then cleared by Branthwaite. But that was a shot from distance that wasn't really threatening the goal. Every other shot has gone wide. Onana put in 2 wide, 1 by a deflection, 1 just straight wide of the post. And just a lot of long shots or really poor finishing. Ollie Watkins 1-on-1 with Pickford dragging it wide. Really poor finishing from Villa. And I feel like I do these live streams, right? I stream a lot for Villa games. You've probably seen me on your For You page a lot. If you're not an avid viewer, you've probably seen me about a lot. And I always feel like I say the same things sometimes. Villa not clinical. Villa create chances. Villa don't score goal. Villa get punished for a mistake, right? And I swear to God, if we've let Everton get away with all those mistakes in the first half and then we go and concede a goal, I will be fuming. We have let Everton off the hook time and time and time again in this game, and it's driving me insane. How many mistakes do Everton have to make before we punish it? How many? It's beyond poor. Duran has to start games, man. I'm sorry. Ollie Watkins, I love the guy, but his finishing this season, you've got to be brutal in football. You've got to be brutal. And unfortunately, that means Duran has to start more games. He just has to. I'm sorry. He just has to. And I know, like, look, Dex7 says, bro, calm down. I'm making my point, right? Because I'm guaranteed the Villa fans who travelled a long way to Goodison Park tonight will be thinking and saying the same things as well. And I'm sure a lot of you in the chat will also think similar things to me, that we have been wasteful once again and we should have punished Everton. The point I'm trying to make is we make mistakes, we get punished. We don't punish teams' mistakes. It's been a consistent thing this season, over and over and over again. It's just driving me insane. Ashley Young plays a pass to Ollie Watkins as if he's a Villa player. Like, it's literally, I don't think Young has played a through ball like that to a Villa player since his prime back in 2010, right? It is the perfect through ball to Ollie Watkins, and Ollie still put it wide. If you can't punish that, what can you? But yeah, look, it's still 0-0 and we could still win this game. It's just, it is frustrating that I'm seeing all these chances put wide. That's all. Because I know what Villa are like. You've seen us defend this season. Every Villa fan in the chat right now has known how poor we've been at the back this season, right? We don't get clean sheets, do we? We've had 2 this season in the Premier League. Man United against an Eric Ten Hag team. And Southampton, who are literally bottom of the league with 6 points. So you have to play as if we don't get a clean sheet, and you have to think in a game that we're not going to get a clean sheet. We might get one today. It'd be a miracle, but we might get one. I just feel like, are we going to score if we keep missing these chances? And yeah, maybe subs will make a difference. I feel like Maatsen should start more games. That's another conversation and another rant I can go on, which I'm sure maybe a lot of you will agree on. Why does Maatsen not start more games? I'm not saying Digne's been poor. I think Digne's had a good season. But I feel like Maatsen could have been involved a lot more this season. For the money that we spent on him and the difference he can make in games of football. We brought him on against Leicester, literally robbed the ball and set up the winning goal. Literally robbed the ball and set up the winning goal. I feel like Maatsen, maybe Maatsen on the wing, maybe Maatsen as an attacking foot. I don't care. Just I want Maatsen involved in these kind of games, you know? Yeah, I thought Ramsey scored, Ella. I did. Ella also, I missed your comment earlier, Ella. She says, I don't need the stress. If you watch Villa, you get stressed. Unfortunately, I have settled upon that now, that I can't watch a Villa game and not get at least a little bit of stress. I just have to deal with it. Henry says Rodgers on the right feels wrong. I know. I watched the podcast episode Rodgers had with Gary Lineker, and I would recommend it if you haven't watched it already. Rodgers says he's played a lot in the middle and he's played out wide, and he likes both. And Villa will play him in either position depending on our opponent. I feel like he gets more involved down the middle. It doesn't matter who we play. I want him on the ball. I feel like whenever he's on the ball, he carries the ball really well and he causes a threat. And I feel with him out wide, he doesn't get the ball as often and he can't be as much of a danger. I feel like you can't be a ball-carrying player out wide as effective. Like, it worked with players like Jack Grealish because he kept the ball very, very close to his feet and he's one of the best dribblers we've ever seen. I feel like Rodgers, maybe he could be like that. I just like Rodgers down the middle. I still remember the Jack Grealish on out wide or down the middle debate as well, to be honest. I still remember that. But yeah, I just feel like he's more effective down the middle, especially in these kind of games where we've had a lot of the ball. I feel like Rodgers could have done more in a different position. Young did play for Villa. He played for Villa twice. Played for Villa when we signed him from Watford in 2008, and he came back to Villa after leaving. He won the league at Inter Milan and then came to Villa on a free transfer and got Villa in. He was involved heavily in Villa's first season under Unai Emery. He was my player of the season that year. We finished 7th, and I still feel like he could have been given a 1-year extension, but the club decided not to. And I felt like, you know, Ashley Young posted on the day we made top 7 and the day we made Conference League. He posted about essentially saying he was excited to play European football with Villa again. And he never got the chance, and that still hurts my heart to this day. But I understand it's a business, it's a club, and yeah, you got to respect decisions made at that kind of level. But I would have loved to have seen Young stay at Villa for just one more year. But oh well. Southgate statistically has one of the best runs, better than a lot of English managers of the modern. He does. And Southgate had great. I'd say he had good player management, but tactically, come on, dude. Come on, man. Like you can't tell me he didn't mess up terribly. We should not have made the final in the. We were dismal in the Euros. That we literally crawled our way through to the Euro final. The only game I think we played well in was Netherlands. In that whole run, 7 games, we played one good game, I think. Every other game, we basically crawled through. That's enough of Southgate, anyway. Aki says up the Villa. Ted go. I'm just going to call you Ted. Says a Villa. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, you can disagree. Give me your thoughts on that first half. If you're an Everton fan, feel free to tell me as well. Are you pleased with what you've seen from an Everton point of view? I think as an Everton fan, you got to be at least partially happy with that. I think you've kept Villa fairly quiet, bar Ollie Watkins missing a chance. Max on Twitter says, thank God for Kamara. Rogers, insane as always. Finishing is so poor. Ramsey with that chance at the end. Oh my God. Need to wake up in front of goal. It'll come back to bite us. Exactly what I've been saying. Need to start taking these chances before they come to bite us. And on the plus, Kamara's been our best player. I did mention it briefly. Kamara has won the ball in midfield so many times. It has been, it's been quite impressive. And obviously, clearing the ball off the line does help with the pro Kamara propaganda. But he has been very impressive. Someone who has not had. Even though he's had injury setbacks, it's not set him back in terms of his Villa placement. I think he's still performed brilliantly. Someone said attack's been shite, get Duran on. And that simple sentence, I just think sums up the game. Yeah. Watkins and Ramsey misses with crying emojis. And what's Mings playing at? Essentially everything I've said, I'm reading in these comments. I'll see what Everton fans think as well. I always go over to both pages. And I'm sure Everton are quite happy with what they're seeing. I think defensively in the first half, they weren't great. They've given the ball away a lot. And Calvert-Lewin missing chances. Someone says, not a single player in this team have the abilities to adapt attacking football styles. Someone said they need to sort the mistakes out as Everton give him 19 heart attacks. If Harrison is a professional footballer, then I'm a Nigerian prince, is a really funny comment. Yeah. Someone said very fortunate to not be behind. Just got to take chances, Villa. But how many times have I said that on this live stream? Ramsey looks like he's going to lose the ball every time. It's AV. Villa need to put chances away, and will Moyes stay up? Ella also says, I was in Malaysia the night of the final. Got up at 3 a.m. to watch it. I'm sure you enjoyed getting up for that. We look so bad going forward. I don't think it's the going forward part. I think it's just... It's the key moments in the final third. I feel like our transition to the final third's fine. It's just when it comes to that key pass, sometimes it's been off. Like we carry the ball quite well at times, but like there's passage of play I'm thinking of where we pass the ball really well. Like Rogers and Matty Cash had really fast, like 1-2 ping pass. Goes to Cash on the right. You think, okay, it's a good opportunity. Whip that ball in back post. Find a Villa map. The Cash's cross goes nowhere near anyone. And is cleared easily by Branthwaite. And I'm like, for that attack to be so impressive, the passing to be so precise, just for a cross to be that poor, does frustrate me a little bit. Because how can you do something so well and then a cross so badly? Situations where like Ollie Watkins and Tielemans go 2-on-1 with the keeper. Ollie brilliantly sets up Tielemans. And Yuri just takes far too long to decide what he wants to do. And by the time he tries to place his shot, like Tarkovsky flies across and makes the challenge, and I'm like, if he just took I know you don't want to rush players, but I feel like he took a little bit too much time. If he just decided what to do a bit early, or maybe try and look to set up Ollie again, his decision making let him down, and Tarkovsky is gonna mop up like that all day, every day. Hi UK and Tottenham is 1-up against Arsenal. Is that true? Have I been baited again? It is. It is Arsenal 0, Spurs 1 in the North London derby. Now, I don't want to say it right because it's a really good cause and I appreciate Arsenal for doing it. But in their new kit, that is all about raising awareness for knife crime, they've not won a game. Which is just really unfortunate because it's a really nice thing that they do, but it is turning into like a cursed kit. Oh dear. I hope Everton win 2-0 and don't like Villa. Well, I hope you like me, Liam, but you probably don't because I'm a Villa fan. And Ominous says, what game are you watching? Is that a... I don't know what you mean by that. I'm watching Villa, but I feel like is that one of the, oh, what game are you watching kind of comment. Need Watkins to score for £770. If you disagree with what I said, please, let's have a chat. You know, I don't have a massive ego. I can sometimes say something and then be like, maybe I've said that wrong. Oh, he replies saying, we are so slow going forward. We go forward no purpose. In the first 15 or so minutes of the game, we actually transitioned the ball very quickly there. We went quite direct. It was on the floor, wasn't like in the air. But our passing in the first half of the first half was pretty fast. I think it slowed down a little bit because we started to find less and less space. But I wouldn't say we were slow for the whole half. I think we started fast and then it's hard to keep that tempo up in games. So I slightly disagree with you there. And maybe I'm wrong, but I felt like in the first 15 minutes of the game, we were pretty quick with the ball. I just think we slowed down a little bit towards the end of the first half. And we started getting less and less chances. I think it was probably our most successful part of the game. But yeah. What's your most wanted signing for Everton? What, as an Everton... If I was an Everton fan, is that your question? I don't quite understand. If you're on about what player would I sign for Everton, that's a different question entirely. Hopefully Duran comes on soon and not too late in the second half, says AVFC Kian. And to be fair, decent half, not just... It is basically just come down to not taking chances. If Ollie took Sat away, you know, I'll be saying that we're happy that we're winning, but... And then I could, like, half criticise certain players, but yeah. Who would you sign as an Everton fan? I don't watch them week in, week out, so I could get things horribly wrong with Everton. I feel like they do need someone to... put pressure on Calvert-Lewin's place. I feel like Everton only really have Calvert-Lewin. I know they have... they have Unai. Doesn't Unai play? What's happened to Unai? Is he injured? Because I know he scored a few goals. It makes me wonder, like, why Calvert-Lewin plays so often. I don't really get it. He might be injured for all I know. Fuck knows. They have McNeil's injured. He's a top player, McNeil. I do rate him probably more than most. Ego's big and cat size for it. Oh dear. Derby Bloody County. I don't know. I feel like Everton could basically put more pressure on Calvert-Lewin, essentially, because you can't go that long without a goal. That's why I'm glad Ollie has Duran to help, like, kick him up the arse a little bit. Because I feel like Calvert-Lewin and Ollie Watkins are very similar. We are underway for the second half, by the way. It's Everton 0, Aston Villa 0. So, yeah, Liman and Jai obviously on the wing. I feel like maybe... Well, I don't watch Everton week in, week out, but could you play him centrally? Who knows? Still not an impressive... I mean, it's more impressive than Calvert-Lewin's goal-scoring catalogue, but still not as impressive as like other players in similar positions. I don't know. I feel like you could also say Ashley Young is old as a fullback. Probably get someone in ahead of Ashley Young as an idea. But yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, Undai's class. At least the goal catalogue I've seen of Undai is quite class. Maybe you could play him centrally. I don't know. I don't watch Everton enough, in fairness, but Calvert-Lewin does provide the physicality, I guess, and he has hold-up play, and he's a focal point for Everton. And maybe you lose that if you take him out of the team, but doesn't score enough goals. I don't think. Another wasted chance for Villa, to surprise to no one. Jacob Ramsey, I don't think he's going to score that. Oh, Tyrone Mings with a tumble there, but doesn't quite tumble to the floor. A little slip there from Mings with pressure from Calvert-Lewin, but it does just about enough. Bloody hell, Tyrone. He does well, actually, to keep his balance, Mings, there, because he nearly tumbles right over. Villa get a free kick in the halfway line. He was some. I'd say he had arguments for people. I wouldn't say that. I'd say he had arguments for people. Also, Jack's no longer in the server anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hopefully Duran comes on. It feels like he hasn't played in ages. Oh, the 3-match suspension does feel like a very long time. It feels more than 3 matches. Well, the Villa says Hannah, we should be 1-0 up. I agree. We have been very wasteful. Hopefully that can improve in the second half. I'd love to bring on Maatsen. I'd love to bring on Duran. And honestly, I know Daniel Malen isn't on the bench, but is there a way? Get him from the stands somewhere. God's sake. Chats of Villa, but the pass towards Ramsey was just overhit. And it goes straight into the palms of Jordan Pickford. And a decent looking ball towards Calvert-Lewin, but Tyrone Mings has to watch that all the way. And as much criticism as I've given to Mings, he actually has done pretty all right in this game, in fairness. He's had a tough matchup with Calvert-Lewin. And I think he's, other than his just passing has been a little bit lackadaisical, I think he's done okay, in fairness. Very good in the air, as always. Bailey will have fun against these, says people like the truth. Everton should be lower in the table, says Jeremy. Table doesn't lie, I think. I don't know. It feels like Everton lose almost every week, and they're still somehow, like, never in the bottom 3. I don't know. But the table don't lie, you know. Can't lie, I've been here since kickoff and listened while playing FIFA. No worries. Well, mate, that's how people watch sometimes, or listen, or... I've heard some people say that they put me on in the car every time I go live. I get a lot of there's a saying in the streaming world called lurkers, people who have tuned in but will never say a comment ever. And I've probably had that. I'll probably have that right now. Some people who have known me or will know me for a long time will never make a single comment. That's perfectly fine. But they will listen to me and all that every time I go live. Rodrigo says Villa pulls the win. I think you mean will Villa get a win? Maybe, but it's going to be tough. Everton have played quite well in this game, and Villa have just missed some chances that have been very crucial. That's a mistake there at the back for Everton. Chance of Villa. It's Ollie Watkins, 1-on-1 with Pickford again. Ollie Watkins, yes! This time he does it. It's Ollie Watkins for Aston Villa. He missed the chance in the first half. He couldn't afford to miss the chance in the second. 50 minutes played at Goodison. It's Everton 0, Villa 1. And Ollie's just screamed into the camera. I think that is a massive weight off his chest there. Lovely through ball. It's once again a mistake at the back for Everton. This time it is punished. Everton 0, Villa 1. 50 minutes in. Great start to second half. Finally, we are clinical in front of goal. He slips the shot down the middle. He allows Pickford to come out and he slips it underneath his arm and in the back of the net down the middle of the goal. Really nice finish. Lovely through ball from that ice cold man, Morgan Rogers. And yeah, Pickford, it's one of those. Pickford comes out, tries to save with his feet, and he finds a gap in between his foot and his hand and slots it away for Aston Villa. I think it's deserved, in fairness. I think it is. Everton have played well, but they've made a lot of mistakes at the back, and I'm sure Everton fans will even admit that in my comment section on my live. And eventually, you keep making those mistakes, you will get punished. Once again, it was a poor pass midfield that gave Villa the ball, and it allowed Morgan Rogers to find Ollie. I just hope that we can now keep the ball. Oh, Villa want a decision on from the referee here. Really nasty tackle, and a yellow card is shown. Now, VAR might have a look at that. The Villa players surrounded the referee. There's a nasty late challenge on Kamara from Idrissa Gueye, the former Villa man. And when you see players surround... Oh, that's just... I don't think it's low, though. It's nasty. It's a nasty challenge, but I think because it's not a high challenge, I think he gets away with it. He gets away with only a yellow card. But he threw himself into that. Threw himself into it. It's one of those where if there's any sort of high connection from Idrissa's tackle, he's sent off. The explosive reaction from all the Villa players around the challenge said a lot, I think, there. And, yeah. Again, it's not a red card, obviously. I think it's just a late one. But it's, yeah, I don't think it's... I wouldn't call it like a leg break or anything like that. It's just a late challenge that's quite low to the floor. I think a yellow is perfectly fine. Idrissa Gueye, former Villa player as well, Idrissa Gueye. Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. Ollie Watkins is the goal scorer for Aston Villa. He really needed that. I think after a really poor first half in terms of finishing. Idrissa Gueye, by the way, has just been tripped by Onana, who's on a yellow. So he's got to be careful. Tarkowski, as a captain, is making that point to the referee. And they're surrounding the referee, and Tarkowski's trying to push his own players away. The referee, I think, will probably give Onana one more warning. He has to be careful here because he's on a yellow. It's a silly challenge to make. I don't think it's enough for a yellow. I don't want. Look, people will say you're only saying that as a Villa fan, and I get it if you genuinely think that. But he's already on his way down, I think, as Onana's come across. I don't think he's done too much to aid the collapse of Mangala. I think Mangala's more looking for it. I don't know. I feel like it's not enough for a booking, in fairness. But he's got to be careful. I feel like, yeah, if Blackcat says get him out, I would sub him off now. You can't really... If he makes one more, he's gone, I think. It is 1-1, apparently, for Arsenal against Spurs. No way is it a Solanke own goal. It is! Dominic Solanke own goal. The striker for Tottenham has scored an own goal. Son put Tottenham 1-0 up against Arsenal. I mean, he always scores a goal against Arsenal, don't he? Yeah, Erica again. We've all kind of agreed. He did survive the second yellow from the referee. He probably should get subbed. I wonder if we will make that change. We've got to, I think. A game like this where we're winning, I wouldn't risk it. I would not risk it. Corner to Everton. 55 gone here. Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. I wonder if we'll see John Duran come on, because obviously he does have his goal today. And it's not a penalty goal for a change. Everton in swinger. Well caught by Emi Martinez. And some of the Everton crowd are jeering here because Ezri Konsa's gone down holding his nose. Opinions on Philogene supposedly in talks to Dortmund. I mean, I've heard... Isn't Philogene supposed to go to Ipswich Town? I've heard that was like a here we go. That's the latest I've heard with Philogene, so I'm not too sure about that. So I don't know. Maybe there's been like a late attempt. I've not heard anything about that, to be honest with you. I just don't think it worked out for him. Whether that's Villa's fault or his fault or a mix of the two. Someone who was so good for Hull is just not showing it for Villa, unfortunately. I think he has the potential to be a top player because he has shown that. I think a little bit in the Championship, but maybe the step up to the Premier League was a little bit tough for him. But yeah. Ollie J also said he did deserve a goal, I think. And yeah. If I've missed some comments, I apologise. I try not to. Mariana says Everton 0, Villa 3. That would be incredible. Also, we don't get clean sheets, so I doubt it. You never know. You never know, but we hardly do get clean sheets, unfortunately. Would be a good time to start today, I will say that. Awkward clearance by Gay towards Tielemans. Poor clearance, really, from Everton, but Ollie Watkins' touch doesn't go to a Villa player. It's a bit scrappy, and we are forced all the way back towards Konsa. Everton trying to employ their press here. It's Leicester 0, Palace 1. Mateta has scored again. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to have a quick verified check. It is Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. Trossard. They've completely turned it around at the Emirates. That's a huge shock. North London derby is heating up. Will they finally win in their special kit? It would be a good time to win in that kit, to be honest. Yeah, Spurs have done a Spurs. 1-0 up, 2-1 down. Everton fans want a foul as a bit of shirt pulling there. And you know, I'll even admit that. I think there was some shirt pulling, but they still have the ball, Everton. Mangala towards Ashley Young on the far side. Forced backwards. I'd say forced. I don't think he needed to go backwards there. Branthwaite for Everton. Nearly an hour gone. Still 1-0 to Villa. I don't think Villa have been that great since the goal. I don't want to be the one to say that, but it's Everton who've took the ascendancy since the goal. Awkward back pass towards Pickford, but Ollie Watkins wasn't quite near the ball. Pickford has to go and find an awkward short pass. Does well, though. And a free kick to Everton for a push from Rodgers. I want to make some changes. Villa, please. It's Everton who are making the subs, unfortunately. Not Villa, which is surprising. Onana's still on, by the way, despite the fact he's like a sliver away from a red card here. Jack Harrison off, to be honest with you. I forgot he was playing. I think that was probably the most anonymous performance from Jack Harrison I think I've ever seen. But it is a sub for Everton. I'm sure the Everton fans will be happy with that. Biggle, it was Ollie Watkins who put Villa 1-0 up. A lovely through ball from Rodgers. 1-on-1 with Pickford, slots it just under his foot. To put Villa 1-0 up in front of the away fans. Very nice goal. Lie Detector says, AJ, I have a question. Was Jack really that bad? He was. I just think I think Jack in my server would just say some very controversial things because he thought he was funny. That's my take on Jack, but he's not in the server anymore. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. He also does have autism, so it isn't an excuse, but like he would, you know. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm sure a lot of people don't know that. At least in my server. I don't know why I'm talking about my Discord server to people who are not in it and do not care about it, so I'm going to stop now. At least you didn't lose 4-2 to Barnsley. That's true. We're not a Dortmund. I know Watkins scored and all that, but he actually can't finish a Duran. I do think Duran is a better number 9. It's good that we have both. I think it's good. It's good to have two good strikers that compete with each other. Oh yeah, Philigine's agent is bizarre. Do you remember that whole like fake campaign to get him to sign for Barcelona or something like that? His agent. He needs sacking. His agent. His agent fully needs sacking. Just to get my point across, by the way, I said the momentum has kind of swung. The last 5 minutes, according to TNT Sport, Everton about 81% of the ball. So there has been a momentum swing. Villa have just kind of sat back a little bit since scoring. I never really understand how that happens in games. Because you feel like when you score a goal, you should gain more confidence and you should create more chances beyond that. But football doesn't really work like that all the time. Especially away from home. Yeah, it's frustrating, Bedwards. It's frustrating. And the more you give the home crowd to cheer, the harder it's going to get. I feel like players really get pushed by that crowd sometimes, especially late into a game. Corner to Everton. Well, they want a foul here. What happens? The Everton crowd were screaming for it. Oh, VAR check, lads. Nah, if they give that, I swear. If they give that, I'm ending the live stream. He's barely touched Calvert-Lewin there. Come on, dude. When we played Liverpool, Pau Torres was dragged like a ragdoll. We got nothing. So if they give the penalty has not been given. Also, apparently it wasn't even for that. It was a shove from Rodgers. I didn't even see the shove from Rodgers. At the end, I don't think it's enough. Obviously, as home fans, you're going to get frustrated, right? But I don't think it's enough contact. Awkward bit of pressure here from Everton as Villa pass out from the back. Martinez towards Cash. Tries to thump it long towards Rodgers. One back, though, by Everton. Villa get the second ball and the throw-in. Really good defense. Has to be for a Villa, surely. Can't believe they... Yeah. I think... Look, it's always good to check those. You don't want to miss that, but I'm really trying to see the foul, and I'm like, they kind of foul each other. Again, obviously, a home crowd will always have that bias. But, like, it's not a clear and obvious mistake that the referee has made, right? So you can't exactly give it. Free kick to Aston Villa on the halfway line. Villa tried to play the free kick a bit further forward, according to the referee, which he didn't like. I've had goals elsewhere. It is Newcastle 2, Wolves 0 on the hour mark. And half-time at the Emirates, it is still 2-1 to Arsenal. Digne cross for Villa. Ooh! Awkward slice from Tarkowski, and then Pickford has just seemed to let that go through his hands. And it's gone wide for a Villa corner. I don't know what's happened here. The Villa away end sarcastically cheered that. What happened here? Oh, Pickford's just let it out, man. Oh, dear. Pickford, I don't know if that's even staying in, to be honest, but it literally slips through Pickford's hands to make that decision very easy for the officials. Love Emery, but need changes now. I don't know why he's taking his time, especially when Everton have made some of their changes. But Villa have yet to make a single one, and we can make 5, by the way. But Villa haven't made a single one. And we're taking our time with this corner here. It's going to be Yuri Tielemans. It's going to be an in-swinger. Rodgers is sure as an option. Does find Rodgers, actually. Rodgers gets the cross in, headed away by Calvert-Lewin. One back by Tielemans. Oh, but Rodgers was offside. And that'll be a throw into Everton. Rodgers couldn't interfere with play. I think he knew he was in an offside position. That's unfortunate. I don't mind like set piece plays like that. I just thought the cross was poor. Daniel Malen is at the game. The camera has panned to Malen in the crowd, watching on. Obviously, couldn't play today. Onana. Oh, that's shocking, Onana. Come on, dude. That pass is terrible. There's Decore. Tries a free ball towards Calvert-Lewin. One back by Villa. Still no subs, boys. Still. And now here comes Ramsey for Villa. And that's a foul, surely. Which isn't given. Maybe Ramsey needs to be stronger there. That's a poor pass there for Everton. And I think that's been a consistency in their game today. It's just their passing has let them down time and time again. Bogard is not playing. Bogard has barely played this season, and when he has, he's not done that great, to be honest with you. I think he can... I think there is talent in there. I just think there's a lot of pressure for him to perform. Ramsey, poor ball. I think both teams have suffered with poor passing. Again, that Ramsey has a lot of time to pick that pass, and it's just got not enough weight on it. Free kick to Villa on the halfway line. Kamara has done a masterful job here, winning another foul for Villa. He's definitely been man of the match so far. He's been absolutely brilliant. Mark says, can't hold them off for 25 minutes like this. Need another goal. Yes, it's far too scrappy for my liking. Far too. Guys, we have 63 of you in the TikTok live. Please hit that like button. Double tap the screen, I should say. Same thing, essentially. It would help the algorithm out. Appreciate you guys. I'm also live on YouTube. If you want to see stats and live play ratings on screen, it's a better viewing experience. I'm over on YouTube. We've got 21 of you in the YouTube live, and I love you all, as always. Paulie, hey, up the Villa, says Paulie. And yeah, how's the game looking? I think the Villa have been the better side. It's just not been the best performance from Villa. I think it's been sloppy at times, wasteful in terms of chances and passing. But I think we've been the better. I think we have been the better side, and I think we deserve to be ahead. Is what I will say. I don't think many people would disagree with that. because we've missed chances. Like, Ollie should have scored in the first half and he put it wide. And to be fair, his finish in the second half is very good. Very, very good. And like Ramsey missed a chance as well at the end of the first half. We've missed chances in this game, so I don't think people can disagree that Villa deserve to be ahead. That's not me saying Everton have played poorly. I think Everton have actually been pretty decent. But they've made a lot of mistakes in this game, and I don't think they've created too many opportunities. I need Yuri to shoot a goal, I'm betting. Watkins tries to head it towards Ramsey from a free kick. Digne does a little Cruyff turn there, but doesn't find a pass on the end of it. And Everton can play the ball round the back. Still Villa yet to make a change. Which, the longer it goes on, the more I'm going to get worried, you know? When certain players, on yellow cards, you cannot make fouls, otherwise they're getting sent off. I appreciate you, Merritt. Is Kamara, my man of the match so far. Kamara into Konza, back to Kamara. Finds Martinez. Everton, heavy press. Tyrone Mings now. We go central. I think we could have gone down the line, but instead we do go narrow from actually left to right. Matty Cash teasing the ball around Everton almost. I hope so, Blake. I mean, we're winning 1-0, and like I said only a couple of minutes ago, I think Villa deserved to win this game, but doesn't always work that way in football. Villa starting to school us. Look at, I think, see, like, Doucouré. Doucouré's had moments of brilliance in this game, but he's had moments of idiocy. Ramsey has a chance. So Villa again doesn't get the ball enough under control, I think. Could have got a shot away on his left foot. I think a confident JJ goes for that. Good pass into Digne. Cross from Digne! In front of goal. Cleared by Branthwaite, I think. Really good clearance, actually, from Jared Branthwaite. Under pressure. Kept alive by Tielemans, but loses the ball. I mean, he's got 3 Evertonians around him, so he's not exactly going to... I don't think he's going to do a Messi and get the ball beyond 3 of them. He did really well, actually, to control that, but completely surrounded. And eventually a foul is given anyway. Free kick Everton. 20 to go here at Goodison. Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. Still, that Ollie Watkins solo goal is the difference between the two sides. What is that Dortmund fan on? Who knows? I don't think he knows. Come on, the Villa boys. One more goal would be nice, says David. I think Villa should play Watkins and Duran together. I get this question a lot, right? And my answer always is, when Duran and Ollie play together, our midfield is really lightweight because both players act like out and out strikers, right? Because they are. That's how they play, right? Our system needs someone to have that balance between our midfield and our attack. Morgan Rogers does that really well. Has played that position a lot this season. Doesn't play like a striker, plays as a provider almost, carries the ball, can get into positions where he scores, and he has scored some goals this season, but his job isn't to score goals, essentially. When you play Duran and Ollie together, that's when you're chasing the game, you bring them both on, maybe you can grab a late equaliser, winner, that kind of stuff. I feel like it's not a game plan you start from minute 1, because we're far too lightweight in midfield. We get overrun. It happened. Look at Spurs. Look at Spurs as a good example for that. Overrun in midfield. And they made it easy on that day as well. But yeah, that's my take. Obviously at home, obviously you're not going to play Spurs every week, and we were away for that. But there's been a few examples where we've played Ollie and Duran together. Sometimes they don't synergise well together too. But like football is more complicated than just play 2 strikers and you'll be fine, unfortunately. Morgan fouls again, let me know. I shall. He did actually do a little shove in the box. He could have given away a penalty, but it would have been a bit of a soft one to give. Doucouré for Everton. Good pass, actually. I mean, they've kept the ball there, Everton, but they probably should have done a bit more with that. Doucouré, a bit of hold up down the left for Doucouré, but was it Mikolenko who gave it away? It was, yeah, Mikolenko. But they still have it now. 20 minutes to go. Still 1-0 to Villa. I would like to say Villa knock out Spurs, considering Tottenham couldn't beat a 5th tier side in 90 minutes. I'd like to think Villa could beat them at home. as, semi-pros. It took them 100 minutes and their entire first team to score against semi-professionals. So I would like to imagine Villa beat them, but who knows? Who knows? Also, that would have been interesting, by the way, if Tamworth would have knocked them out, which didn't even sound that insane because they had a chance. I don't know if you guys watched that game, but they had a chance right at the end of the 90 minutes to get a winning goal. It would have been Aston Villa against Tamworth. Would have been very funny. Yeah. Just don't get it. Sorry, I'm reading my comments. Just don't get it. Have a good bench. Make the changes. Emmy for yeah, we've been a bit too cautious with substitutions. I don't know. It is still 1-0 to Villa. So can we not post fake scores? I'm watching it on TNT Sports. Trust me, I have incredible latency. I'll probably watch it faster than most of you guys. It's a tough question to ask, Reese. Emmy's not made like an important save here. They might get a goal here though, as there's a scramble from a corner, and we just about hack it clear to Villans. It's one of those where like you can imagine Everton scoring like a scrappy late goal, but they've not forced Emmy into like a save essentially. It's one of those games where Everton get a point from. It feels because we don't get clean sheets. Cross. Oh my god, it's gone all the way. What a block by Rodgers. I think Rodgers might have saved the goal there. It's just, I don't even think he knew much about it, Morgan Rodgers. It just hits him in his mid-drift. It might have been Mikalenko at the shot. Villa, man, we defend far too... far too... scarily for my liking. I don't know how to put it. It's just a little bit naive at times. I don't know. We're not too comfortable defensively. That's a foul on Digne, surely. And the referee does give it. The Evertonians behind the goal at the Gladys Street do not like that decision. Free kick to Villa. It was a block by Rodgers, but not a foul. So let's calm down. Your bet doesn't come through just yet. Rodgers isn't usually a player to make fouls. I would say that. It can happen. He did make one in the first half. I do remember that. It was like a shove on, I think, Ashley Young, but he doesn't make them too often. Watkins will be back on form soon. He gets a goal today. Maybe that's the stiff kick up the arse he needs. Guys, double tap the screen. 95 of you in the building right now on TikTok. Appreciate you guys as always. Double tapping does help the algorithm. Also, if you haven't followed the channel, think about following, Not many Villa fans on this platform. So, yeah, maybe think about it. Also on YouTube, but don't forget about you guys as well. Please like the video, subscribe, all that. Watkins scores a banger, then goes for 10 games. He's a frustrating player, Ollie, because he can play really well, and I think there's a lot to his game. Even when he quote doesn't play well, still holds the ball up quite well, still runs his socks off. I'll never say he doesn't try. Ollie always works hard. It's just his end product just can be inconsistent. That's genuinely his only downside. Because I feel like for a striker, I feel like he gets a lot of everything else right. Watkins' goal's pretty good. Good counter-attack. There's a mistake in midfield for Everton. Good through ball from Rodgers. And Ollie waits for Pickford to close him down and slots it right under his foot into the back of the Everton net. And it's a really nice finish. Good counter-attacking goal. Makes up for his missed chance. He missed a sitter in the first half, so he really needed to bury that, I felt. JT Morley, I agree. He says Rodgers our key man. And once again, Everton lose the ball in midfield. They've done it all evening, really. Digne for Villa. 13 minutes to go here. Still Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. Konza into Kamara. Kamara's been rock solid all game. I don't think he's put a foot wrong the entire game. He has mopped up and helped so many times. And then on top of that, a goal line clearance to boot. Like, it's just what a performance he's had. Monster performance. You going to the front lines? Okay. You make me laugh, Conrad. You make me laugh. Goal kick to Everton. There's a bit of a collision there with Pickford and Digne, but comes to nothing. Doing a little classified check here, and as I've done it, it is Everton. It is Newcastle 3, Wolves 0 now. Wolves getting battered under fairly new management here. Welcome to the Premier League. That's what I say. Awkward ball back to Pickford, by the way. Watkins nearly gets a challenge on the keeper. Pickford does give the ball away to Konza. It's Ramsey back to Konza's on the run on the left wing, but does lose the ball to Ashley Young. Oh, Young gives it away though to Ramsey. So well done, Konza, to keep chasing that, despite the fact he lost it. Isak with 2 goals, and Anthony Gordon has made it 3. Yeah, welcome to life, eh? Welcome to life to the Premier League for Wolves as they slip back into the bottom 3. Still, it's Leicester 0, Palace 1. The Mateta goal's the difference there, and it's just kicked off the second half. It's Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. Solanke own goal and Trossard with the difference. Spurs have made a double sub. Ange Postecoglou brings on Basuma. Brings off Basuma and brings on Maddison. He did play a lot against Tamworth as well. This is the issue that Tottenham had. Because Tamworth took them to extra time, Tottenham's team are so tired that they've had to rest some players. Like Tamworth have actually cost them the North London derby, essentially, which is a really funny statement to say out loud. Because a lot of these players, like Kulusevski, had to come on to save that game. Poru played the whole game. Dragusin, Gray, Spence, they played a lot. Kinski was in, and obviously keepers don't get tired, but Kulu and Solanke, I don't think wanted to come on in that game, had to, and now maybe they're less fit for this game. The Newcastle goal is getting checked by VAR, so it could get disallowed. We'll have to see. Who's better, Solanke or Duran? I try not to be Villa biased. I'd still probably say Duran. Don't shoot me. Am I insane for saying that? I might be wrong for saying that, in fairness, but my Villa bias is creaking a little bit there. I would probably just about edge that to John Duran. Maybe there's Villa bias. Maybe. I know the Spurs fans would heavily disagree with that, but yeah. I try not to be, but it's hard sometimes. I love John Duran so much. I just feel like if Duran played for Spurs or a Chelsea or a team like that, he would be considered one of the best strikers in the league. So it's hard for me to not back my boy. I mean, Arsenal want John Duran, so it says a lot, I think. Everton are on the hunt for the goal. I agree, Kai, but they're really struggling to find a pass. Never mind a goal. Offside here. For Everton, free kick to Aston Villa. 10 minutes to go at Goodison. It's Everton 0, Villa 1. If Steezy said it's true. I don't know about it. Well, he did score an own goal, so maybe I did choose probably the correct day to say Duran is better than Solanke, considering Solanke literally scored an own goal today. But I'd say you shouldn't take individual games, but Solanke against National League Tamworth did nothing. So it's like. What else can I say really other than that? They brought him on after 60 minutes and he did nothing in the whole game. And Spurs shamelessly tweeted that he scored a goal and it was an own goal. Solanke was just next to the player who scored an own goal. Buendia is on. Villa finally make changes. Guys, we can celebrate. Changes are being made with 10 minutes to go. Jesus Christ. And it's not Onana though, unfortunately. It is Jacob Ramsey. He's off for Emi Buendia from Argentina. I would have liked one more change, but you know what? We take what we take. People hate the truth, so Spurs will turn up against. I can't believe Tottenham have gone to Villa Park and have scored 4 goals in back-to-back games. It's actually shameful that we've conceded that. Genuinely. Ashley Young back towards Tarkovsky. Towards left-hand side, Mikolenko. Well, Villa are 8 minutes away from a league double against Everton. We came from 2 goals down to win 3-2 at Villa Park earlier this season, with Duran probably scoring goal of the season in that game, in fairness. It was like a run of games where Duran once again saved Villa. Still a long way to go in this game, but as of right now, cross on the left from Mikolenko, cut out by Konza, corner to Everton at the Gladys Street end. Anana's been missing last 15. It's probably a good thing. Yeah, I've not seen Anana touch the ball. Ashley Young has been taken off. Sid says good result for Villa. It is a good result for Villa. New manager. We've had to deal with two different managers having manager bounces. Dosh, it won't happen, so I don't have to say anything to you, pal. But yeah. It is. Is that better going on for Everton? He does love a late goal, don't he, off the bench? Wolves have a goal back against Newcastle 3-1 now, that game. Corner to Everton. It's Onana to head the ball away against his own old club, I should say. Just double checking that sub. It was Beto for Decore. They've got two strikers now with Beto and Calvert-Lewin. Villa could be on the break though, maybe. Oh, we kill the momentum. We play it backwards. I mean, we keep the ball at least. That's a good pass from Buendia, actually, to Tielemans. So no complaints from me. Rodgers can now travel with the ball. That's a good challenge from Mikolenko, actually. He's had a great game. I'll give him credit. I think Mikolenko has been brilliant for Everton. Am I wrong in saying that? I think he's been solid. I think his crosses have been decent. He's attacked well down the left. I don't think his defending's been that bad. I think Mikolenko's arguably been their best player. Well, obviously Murad, but people say that and they don't do it, so there's no point. I see it all the time. People who do that kind of thing don't announce it first. They just do it. Because I've had that as a donation before. And they just do it. Good ball from Digne into Buendia, and Buendia's first time pass is just not accurate. It's a nice idea. If he gets it right, Villa could be in, but he got it horribly wrong. What's your prediction final result looking like? I hate that question. That question's horrible. I want to say 1-0 Villa, but I've got a bad feeling about this game. Villa don't get clean sheets, and I know I keep saying that, but Villa just don't. We've had 2 this season in the Premier League. And Everton with their crosses have looked fairly dangerous. I just feel like this is the kind of game where someone gets like a late leveler for Everton and it's going to break my heart. I do have just that bad feeling about this kind of game. I've just seen some Everton fans in the crowd with Make Everton Great Again. It's like a MAGA hat, but in blue. I actually find that really funny. Oh, Christ. The cameraman's done well spotting that. Oh, man. Is Mangala. They might get a cross in here. It's a deep ball, but a foul's actually been given to Villa. I don't even know what for, actually. Oliver Ross it says he needs 1 goal. From who? From Villa. I don't think it's happening, pal, unfortunately. And still, I don't think there's been a Rodgers foul. I don't think so. I could be wrong, actually, but has there been a Rodgers foul? You know what? Just for you, I'll try and see if I can see if any stats show that. I can go on SofaScore. Need 3 keeper saves. Pickford's made 2, I think. I don't think Emmy's had to make one. You can curse Everton for their poor finishing. I don't think Emi Martinez has. Oh no, he did. Emmy did make a save. I swear you've already got it now. Pickford saved a Rodgers shot. He saved a Kamara shot. Martinez saved a shot from Decore. Surely you've got it, right? Or did you need like 3 shots saved from Pickford or what? Anyway, I'll look at SofaScore. I don't know if Rodgers has made 2 fouls. I know he's made 1. Back of my mind, I think he might have done another, but I can't remember. It would have been a very small foul. It would have been one where like Villa have tried to have the ball high up in Everton's box and they've defended. One of those where it's like essentially given as a shove, but not really a shove. All right, I'm on SofaScore, and he has fouled twice, apparently. According to SofaScore, Rodgers has 2 fouls. And he hasn't been fouled in the game. So, maybe your betting place can argue with SofaScore, as it says 2 fouls there. Kamara wins the ball back for Villa. It's a bit of end-to-end here with the loose ball. Villa still have it with Digne. Does really well, actually. Beats his man. Gets a throw for Aston Villa by the corner flag. We don't know the added time yet. It's in the 88th minute. Still Everton 0. Aston Villa 1. That Ollie Watkins goal in the second half is all the difference. Guys, 105 of you in the TikTok live. Please double tap the screen. It does help the algorithm. If you haven't already followed, maybe think about following. We've had some actually come through just then. Thank you. Do I think Villa get in Europe? I would like to think Villa get Europe. Yeah, we should at the very least be in the conversation, and if we don't make it, at least be close to it. We have to be up there at the very least. That should be the club aim, with the money that we spend on players, and especially the money that the club wants from the fans. I think that's like the most important thing. That like £70 for an Aston Villa Premier League game is insane if we're not making Europe. Oh, don't worry, man. Don't worry that you missed a stream. It's fine. You can always go back. Just make sure you watch the next one. All that good stuff. Who's penalty taker for Villa? So it was Dougie Luiz until he sold him. Then we've had Tielemans take one, but he missed. Ollie took the last one and scored. So it probably would now be Ollie Watkins, but his penalty record is a bit patchy. So I would say Ollie, but barely. Wouldn't be surprised if like a player like Mallon took it genuinely, but as of right now, it is Ollie Watkins. From everything we've seen. JC Matt said we'll get top 6. I don't think we get top 6. I think so. I think top 4 might be a tall order, especially with Newcastle doing well. Tielemans, free kick comes in, headed away. I don't think defensively we've been good enough for it. Like in terms of like, does a team deserve it? I don't think we deserve top. Well, we definitely don't deserve top 4 on how we've defended. And I feel like 2 clean sheets so far this season isn't good enough for top 4 either. Maybe not even top 6. We've got to sort ourselves out. Early crossing towards Beto. Konza heads the ball away. Kamara barely gets it clear. Still Everton have the ball. We're going to see how much added time we get now. Early cross comes in. Cash doesn't get the header, but Everton's cushion down header gets nowhere. 4 minutes added time here as Rodgers. Heavy touch from Rodgers. He might actually foul his man here. He does let go of Unai as soon as I think a foul would be given. But yeah, 4 minutes injury time. Oh, come on, boys. Hang on, please. An equaliser for Everton now would break my heart. There is still Everton 0, Villa 1. But it's going to be squeaky bum time, as they say, towards the end of this game now. Everyone back defending from Villa, and Tarkowski has the ball maybe, 40 yards from goal now? Idrissa, it's Mikalenko. Gets a cross in. Konza heads the ball away. Oh, the Everton have lost it. And Villa could get this away, but the pass to Ollie just isn't quite sharp enough. And it goes straight to Tarkowski, I think, or possibly Branthwaite. Oh, Matty Cash, I think, with a bad flick header away. Villa still don't get it clear. That could have gone anywhere. Unjai has it for Everton. That flick header from Cash nearly killed Villa then. It went straight to an Evertonian player in the box. Shots deflected. Good catch, Martinez. Just when we needed it. It's an awkward shot to save because it took a wicked deflection. But Emi Martinez, who hasn't really had to make many saves today, makes a good, important one there. Swivel and shot from Mangala hits Kamara, and really well watched from Emi all the way. 2 more minutes to go. And JC, I think Villa have been the better side in this game, but it is a little bit backed against the wall here. It's been a close game, to be fair, so I wouldn't say it's been a heavy dominant Villa game. Free kick to Everton, foul from Tielemans now, and now it's going to be a Jordan Pickford free kick, I imagine it. to pump the ball forward. Malin didn't play. Malin's in the stands. Kamara has been given the man of the match award by TNT. It's someone I said was my man of the match, literally on the hour mark. Kamara's been brilliant. I don't think he's put a foot wrong the entire game. Chance for Everton. Cross! Oh, Calvert-Lewin! Calvert-Lewin has missed a sitter for Everton. Oh, my life. Oh, my life. That's a sitter. There's no other way to describe that. Oh, my life. What a cross. Calvert-Lewin's had the ball at the near post. Digne was literally rolled there. What a ball into him. Oh, my God. I can't believe he's missed that. That's horrendous. How has he missed that? Everton, no, Calvert-Lewin should have scored. He's put it over the bar in front of goal from like 7 yards. I don't know how he's missed. It's a lovely cross from the right. Digne sent back to Everton, but we are playing them, so it's a bit awkward to say that. But Digne sent, lovely ball in. I can't believe he's not scored that. That's genuinely unbelievable how that's not 1-1. That's a huge letter. Another challenge. Wow, that's really good from Onana. Villa, please hold the ball. We have 30 seconds. It's Rodgers. Rodgers against Mikalenko. He might try and take it to the corner flag. Mikalenko with a really good tackle, but Villa get a throw in here. The Everton fans do not agree with that decision, do they? It was Lindstrom with the cross, for anyone who's wondering. Jesper Lindstrom, the substitute for Everton, took the ball down brilliantly. Put that cross in, and how Calvert-Lewin, I tell you what, if you're an Everton fan and you're patient with Calvert-Lewin, fair enough, because that's dismal. That shot is dismal. Full time will be imminent here, surely. I imagine they don't have enough time, surely, to get this ball forward. We're going to see. We've got the ball in the corner here. Kamara, edge of the Everton box. He might actually go for a shot here. Gets tackled. Ball falls kindly for Onana. Gets booed by the Evertonian crowd. Digne. Buendia's fouled. Free kick to Villa. That should be game over now. Emi Buendia's fouled at the edge of the Everton box. And we've already played 30 seconds over the initial 4 minutes of added time. I imagine that's game over now. Yeah, Flapcamp, I'm honestly, I'm with you on that. But we probably don't deserve a clean sheet for conceding that chance, to be honest. Digne, free kick for Villa. There it is! It's a win for Villa. It's massive 3 points for Villa, to be honest. And a clean sheet. Can we just appreciate the clean sheet? We finally got one. We finally have a clean sheet. I think... I want someone to fact check this. I think it's our first away clean sheet of the season. Is that true? I'm almost certain. I know Man United was at home. Southampton was at home. I think it's the first Premier League clean sheet away this season, which says a lot considering we're over halfway through. Oh my life. Luke says Dominic Calvert-Lewin plays worse than my nan. Mate, how he missed that. How he missed that is crazy. Honestly, horrendous miss from Calvert-Lewin right at the end. And it probably would have been, arguably, a deserved equaliser for Everton at the time. They definitely had the momentum in the last 20 minutes of the game. Villa do hang on, though. And, yeah, I mean, all the chances we missed in the first half, I think maybe that's justice we win that game. But, yeah, it was definitely squeaky bum time in that. Man of the match has to be Kamara. If there's any other player you want to shout out today, then fair enough. Any other player you think deserved man of the match, fair enough. But to me, there's only one winner. I think Kamara wins this by a landslide. If you have a look, actually, from the live ratings given by Flash Score on my YouTube stream, Kamara has a much higher rating than anyone else. So, I'm not a stats person. I also see it with my own eyes. I thought Kamara was an absolute monster for Villa today. Definitely deserved his paycheck this week. Villa go up to, I'd say up to 7th. I think we were 7th, but we're 2 points behind Chelsea in 5th place now. And we still have minus goal difference. It's still a -1, but we're working towards neutral / positive goal difference. Hopefully we can keep that up, but we've got some toughies soon. Some tough games. Thank you all for watching. As always, I will be live. I'll just have a look at the fixtures of Villa. I know like I said, we've got Arsenal soon. We got some tough away games. So that was tough away game number 1. Arsenal in 3 days away. And Monaco away in the Champions League. Thank you all for watching. I'll do a quick video on TikTok as well, just giving more of my thoughts. If you want to watch that, feel free. See you guys very soon. Up.